Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, that is Dr. SG Konda E-Chemistry. If you are watching first time to my YouTube channel, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon button for latest videos notification. In the last lecture, we studied about Bohr's theory, the complete detailed description of Bohr's theory regarding postulates, radius of Bohr's atomic model, velocity of Bohr's atomic model, energy as well as limitations. These things we studied in the last lecture. In this video, we are going to study very important things, that is Schrodinger's equation as well as shapes of atomic orbital which related to the atomic structure of s orbital, p orbital and the d orbital. The time independent Schrodinger's equation. If electrons have wave properties, then there must be a wave equation. If we discussed in the de Broglie's hypothesis, that is wave particle duality, where electrons also behaves as a wave properties, where the electrons have wave properties, then it must have a wave equation and wave function to describe electrons waves just as a wave of a light, maybe of wave of a sound, wave of an oscillator, like there is a wave function is there. In 1926, Erwin Schrödinger deduced a wave equation for the electron wave. He has derived and he deduced a wave equation for the electron wave known as Schrodinger's wave equation. The electron wave can be represented as, here we can see, here on y-axis amplitude is taken, on x-axis there is a particular propagation is there, where this is the representation of a wave. Like maxima and the minimum curves, here we can see this is a maximum curve and this is a minimum curve, where it is amplitude is there, where it is amplitude, and distance between the two successive amplitudes is denoted by the lambda, that is the wavelength. In figure we seen that lambda is the wavelength and a is the amplitude and psi is the displacement known as a wave function, where the I is the amplitude and lambda is the wavelength and psi is the displacement of a wave, that is wave function. Such a wave is represented, here we can see psi is equal to a into sine 2 pi x upon lambda. Here the psi is displacement in the x direction, means in a one direction. Here we can see this is in a one direction. Here Schrödinger deduced the equation of this psi equation in the second order differential form by considering the de Broglie's hypothesis, and the total energy of an electron is the sum of the kinetic energy and the potential energy. By deducing this equation, we have here del square psi upon del x square, where x is represented in a one direction, that is in a x direction, plus 8 pi square m upon h square, E into E minus V psi is equal to 0. This is known as the Schrodinger's equation in x direction. This is known as the time independent Schrodinger's wave equation for a particle in one dimension. Why I am taking the one dimension? Because we are moving the wave function in a x direction. Therefore, it is called as a one direction. We can also we have the differential form about the in a y-axis as well as the z-axis. So thus that equation can be written as, here del square psi upon del x square plus del square psi upon del y square, del square psi upon del z square plus 8 pi square n h square into E minus V psi is equal to 0. This is the equation where it is deduced. This equation is known as Schrodinger's equation, that is time independent Schrodinger equation for three-dimensional. This is called as the three-dimensional. Why it is called three-dimensional? We have the x direction, y direction and the z direction. But this equation is called as the one dimension. This is called as the one dimensional equation because we have only x direction. This is a very important equation we can see here, known as time independent Schrodinger's equation. Now next is shapes of atomic orbitals. This is very important again. As we studied in the previous standards, that is 11th standard and the 12th standard, we know about the shapes of the atomic orbitals, that is s orbital, p orbital and the d orbitals, where as we know for s orbital L is equal to 0, that is what is L? L is it is azimuthal quantum number, and here it is m is the magnetic quantum number. For a wave angular function of when both can be see here for angular wave function of s orbital is independent of the angle theta and the psi. Therefore this means that it will be symmetrical in all directions. Therefore the s orbital is the, it both shows 0, it is will 0 and the m is also the 0. It means that is magnetic moment, that is magnetic quantum number is also with 0. It means it has in it has the symmetrical in all direction, means it can move in any direction. Therefore hence s orbital have spherical in shape. S orbital has no radial, hence the spherical, due to this spherical shape of the s orbital, it can move in any direction. We can see the shapes of this s orbital. See, this is the s orbital of we can see a spherical shape, one s orbital, this is 2s orbital, this is of radial node, and this is the 3s orbitals. Next is shape of p orbital. As we know here, for any p orbital, L is equal to 0, that is azimuthal quantum number is equal to 0, but hence the magnetic quantum number, it will be the here we can see it varies from minus L to plus L. So here we can see what is the L. L is equal to 1, means minus L to plus L, means how we can write here plus 1 minus 1 0. That is the p orbital, that is p orbital is for p orbital azimuthal quantum number L equal to 1, but the magnetic quantum number, it is varies from, that is minus L to 0 to plus L. So here we can write plus 1 minus 1 0 corresponding to the three angular wave function, that is x, y and the z. So here we can see px orbital, py orbital and pz orbital. But these wave functions, when plotted in three-dimensional space, it gives dumbbell shape. What is the shape of this p orbital? Already we studied that is shape of the p orbital is a dumbbell shape. Here we can see the dumbbell shape, but having the three different directions of x, y and the z. Here we can see in the picture. This is the px orbital. This is very, try to understand the remember. This is the x-axis. Here it is the y-axis, okay, and it is the z-axis. So here the dumbbell shape, which is lies on the x direction, that is we know the dumbbells, it having the two different lobes on x-axis, that is that is px orbital. Here it is a py orbital. Here it is on the lies on the y direction, y-axis. Therefore it is a py orbital. It is lies on the z direction. Therefore it is the z orbital. So likewise px, py and the pz orbitals are, you can see the shape of the p orbital is always dumbbell shape, but in a different directions. Next is shape of the d orbital. Again very important for any d orbital. First we have to calculate the L equal to 2, that is azimuthal quantum number is the 2, and hence we know that magnetic moment, the magnetic quantum number, it can be varies from minus L to 0 to plus L. So what is minus L? Minus L is the 2. Here it comes to 2. That is minus 2 minus 1 0 plus 1 minus 2. So these are the correspond to the wave functions corresponding to the angular wave function of that we can say the orbital. So right, the which calculate involves the complicated mathematical equations. These wave functions vary with 5 different planes we can have here: xy plane, yz plane, xz plane, x square minus y square and z square. Hence they are represented by dxy, means it is the shape of the orbital in a xy direction, the orbital in xy, yz, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square in a different planes respectively. So wave functions are plotted in a three-dimensional space, give rise to different shapes of the, you can see the d orbital shape. But we know that the first three shapes of, that is dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square y, these are the first three shapes of the planes are double dumbbell shape lying between the axis. They are not on the axis, between the axis are there. But the fourth is again double dumbbell shape, but it lying along the axis. It is lying along the axis. But fifth is a dumbbell shape is symmetrical about z axis, but it is a duff nut shape. This is very important. Try to understand. It is also dumbbell, but having the duff nut shape in xy plane, that is directly through the z axis. Here we can see. Yeah, here it is, this is xy, means here x is there, y is there, but in between the plane line, this is the double dumbbell shape. Previously we seen the p orbital, that is dumbbell shape. Here it is looks like, but they have the two different dumbbells, that is called as the double dumbbell shape. This is the d orbital in xy plane, this is d orbital in yz plane. Here it is in between the line between the plane, and dxz also, it is also lying between the plane. But dx square minus square, which is along this plane, that is of x square minus square, and this is also dz square, this is duff nut shape, very important, that is along with the z axis. So likewise, these are the shapes of the d orbital. As we know that the maximum electrons occupy in the d orbital, that is the 10. In the p orbital they are the 6. In the s orbital they are the 2. But in the f orbital they are the 14. It is too much of complications. Having the rosette shape of the 14 of f orbital, having the maximum of the 14 electrons can be occupied. So with this, I hope you are understand the concepts of these things, Schrodinger equation as well as the shape of the atomic orbitals. So with this, I will stop here. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel and share my channel and press the bell icon button for latest videos notification. Thank you.